What you are observing here is the small town called Pucallpa, Peru. Pucallpa is in eastern Peru, located on the banks of the Ucayali River. That's Ucayali. The Ucayali actually is a major tributary to the Amazon River that flows through South America. Pucallpa is considered a jungle region. It's If you look at Peru on a map, you have Lima on the Pacific Ocean, and then the Andes Mountains split Peru, and then Pucallpa is on the western side. Peru, or Pucallpa, actually means red earth, and it was a town that was founded in 1840 by some missionaries who settled several families there. Today, there is still a mission emphasis there, and that is why we went to Pucallpa in January of 2014. My family went, and two friends from our church. Notice this guy coming here on the motorcycle as he's driving on our side of the road, and he cuts in just before he runs into us. That is typical driving that we found, whether we were in Lima, the largest city in Peru, or this jungle community called Pucallpa. There's not really traffic laws, though I'm sure that they are written somewhere, but there's more of an understanding as far as how they drive in the communities. You can do pretty much anything that you want to, but you try to use discretion and not harm anyone, but the street is yours. They do have some lines in some of the streets, as you can see here. What you're looking at, these vehicles, these three-wheel vehicles, are called motor cars. This is the most common form of transportation in Pucallpa. You see them all over the place, that and along with motorcycles. Here's a guy making a U-turn in the middle of the road. Here's a guy parked trying to get into a spot, waiting on that to happen. And so what you do when you drive, you just work around any kind of congestion, and you're not contained within any kind of boundaries. And so you can drive pretty much where you want to get where you need to go, as long as you're not rude. And you don't see accidents. You don't see dings and dents on cars. And so somehow they have figured this out. The motor cars you would think of like taxis. So there would be someone that would own a bunch of motor cars, and then they would lease them to the drivers, and the drivers would be responsible for putting gas in the motor car and taking care of it, and then they would receive, of course, they make money, and then they have to pay a fee to the person who owns them. A lot of the vehicles in Pucallpa are dual as far as gasoline, and then also propane. They go either way. Propane is actually cheaper, and the truck, the four-wheeler that we are in, is running on propane right now. Notice the motorcycles on the left. They all have cardboard over the seats. The reason for that, and what you can't perceive from the video, is that it's extremely hot in Pucallpa. Peru is closer to the equator, and the heat it bakes, and along with that, because it's a part of the Amazon rainforest, it's very muggy. So it would be like being in a sauna. So if you can imagine being in a sauna 24/7, then you somewhat get an idea of what it's like to be in Pucallpa, Peru. The only thing I would add to that is about 1 million mosquitoes, and if you add that, then you would definitely get the idea. They put the cardboard over the seats of the motorcycle so they don't burn what they call their pumpies. Their pumpies is their buttocks, their rear ends, and it helps to protect them. So this is the streets of Pucallpa. This is an upscale community from what we have seen in this area. There's the river you can see there, and we had a wonderful experience teaching and training the missionaries, and made some lifelong friendships. The Lord was very kind to give us this privilege to go to South America and serve our Christian brothers and sisters. Thanks for watching.